with the way that Giannis has been playing this year, he's been playing phenomenal. 31 points per game, averaging 12 rebounds per game, and 5 assists per game. I don't know about you, Kev. Those seem like MVP numbers to me. So, Kev, I'll kick this one to you. Just describe the type of impact that Giannis is bringing to the table for the Bucks this season, and whether or not that he should be in the MVP discussion at this point.
I mean, we know he has the pedigree to do it, right? He's done it back to back. This is no surprise that he's putting up these numbers. And the interesting part is all of these MVP candidates are within the top 3 seeds of their respective conferences. Nikola Jokic is top 2 in the West. The 76ers with Joel Embiid is number 2. Jason Tatum with the Celtics at number 1. Like, everybody that is at the top is playing at a high caliber level. And Giannis, this is his second 50-point game of the year. It is not surprising that he is going out here and he is playing as aggressive as he is, as efficiently as he is. And we know that he's a defensive anchor as well. Altering shots, he may not get all the statistics or all the block shots and things like that, but what Giannis is able to do on the interior, all around the perimeter, and then, of course, you throw in the rebounds and him being able to facilitate to a certain degree. And you have to say, he has got to be one of the most valuable players in this league. It's not really a up for debate when you're doing things like this year in and year out, averaging over 30 and whatever have you, and your team is playing efficient. That's the key for me. When you're talking about MVP, the team also has to be doing well. You don't just give the MVP award to somebody who's in 8th or 9th place because they're statistically averaging a bunch of points, but the team isn't doing well. For me, that's it. You have to be able to bring them up. The team has to be still good around you. And for that, I mean, when you have obviously Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez, and so many other countless veteran players that are used to this or are familiar with what it is that Giannis brings to the table. And of course, Chris Middleton, his running mate, they let Giannis be Giannis. I mean, 20 of 26? Like how much more efficient can you be? And the fact that Giannis isn't necessarily known for his shooting, in terms of his 3-point percentages and all these other things, and he's still going out there, and people know that he can't shoot, and you still can't stop him. I think that that just speaks volume as to how much of an animal, how relentless Giannis can be. And the crazy part is, he was efficient from the field today. He was 3 of 4 behind the arc. Like, you can't ask the guy that struggles to shoot to do much more than what he did. Giannis Antetokounmpo 100% is in the MVP conversation, and it is games like this where you can easily make an argument and a case for him to say, yeah, no, he's definitely got to be, top 3 in this discussion. He's not going to be outside of that. And if you think so, I think you're kind of crazy.
And Kev, just to kind of piggyback off one of the points that you made about him hitting his shots behind the 3-point line, I believe the shot that got him to 50 was a 3-point shot. So, hey, I give him credit. Obviously, he probably knows internally that he's not the best 3-point shooter that we've ever seen in NBA history. But the fact that he has the confidence to be able to at least take some of those shots, knowing that that's not the strongest part of his game, I got to give him credit for that. But Kev, I mean, you outlined it perfectly as far as I see it when it comes to his status as an MVP candidate. He's definitely in that conversation as far as I see it. Dropping a 50-point performance, this one being his second one of the year, that's impressive. And like you said, Kev, the fact that everybody knows that Giannis is just an absolute beast. They call him a Greek freak for the reason of what he just did this past weekend. It's astounding as far as I see it with how he's able to just do it night in and night out. And the fact that he's been relatively healthy throughout his career, the fact that he's always available for the Bucks when they need him to be, that's a huge credit to just the work ethic that he puts not only on the court, but off the court as well when he's practicing, before the games even take place. And, really the trajectory that Giannis has been on the last couple of years, it's really been something to admire. And, obviously when it comes to just guys who have won the MVP recently, it's mostly been Nikola Jokic. And Jokic, the last couple of years, has been sensational. As far as I see, he definitely deserves those MVPs. But the fact that Giannis is going out here and just dominating these games left and right, and the fact that he's just basically doing it at the rim, it's phenomenal. I will say, when it comes to his skill set, I think some people may under underestimate's not the right word. I think underappreciate or undervalue him because I think the way that just Milwaukee is viewed is they're a great regular season team, but when we get to the playoffs, they become more of a grimy and grittier type of team. And it may not be the most fun basketball to watch, but despite whatever style that Milwaukee puts on the floor, Giannis is always there and he's just producing at a dominant clip. I mean, there could be a game where look, you have a low scoring game and like the score could be like 95 to 90. Giannis could go out there and drop you 45. Or he could drop you 35 to 40. And he could carry literally about half the team's points. And even in this game that we saw against the Pelicans this past weekend, Joffit scored 135 points. That's a good game as far as I see it from an offensive perspective from a whole team. Giannis scored 50. It's not half, but it's more than a third. And it's kind of getting closer to that 40% mark of the total team's points. And the fact that he can just go out there and be assertive and be dominant and just say, you know what? It's my type of night. I got good matchups and I'm going to exploit them. And those are going to be the reasons why that we win. I think that's a winning formula as far as I see it for the Bucks. And as long as he stays healthy and he keeps producing at this clip, he's definitely going to have a say for the MVP as far as I see it when we reach the end of the season.